Today on the show, the race to build the cheapest, most efficient, and quickest charging EV battery heats up between Tesla and General Motors. I'll fill you in on the battle coming up. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to another episode. I'm that car guy, Tim. Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Loads of awesome adventures coming, so you'll definitely want to be the first to know for those. If you follow on Instagram too, some sneak peeks of upcoming episodes get posted to there, so make sure you head over and give that a follow too. It's going to be an electrifying episode. Tesla and GM trading zaps to see who can build the best battery the fastest, along with some major advancements from the Detroit auto giant. So let's get into it. In the quest for the cheapest, most efficient, and quickest charging electric vehicle battery, Tesla took an early lead. The first brand to really stick out and get a firm grip on the market partnered up with China's contemporary Amperex technology and some industry nerds, including some Canadians, to pursue the first million-mile battery. Tesla and Musk plan to show their latest creation off later in 2020 or early 2021, a million-mile battery with double the lifespan of Tesla's current batteries. To put this into perspective, after 4,000 cycles, the new battery could retain 90% of its energy capacity. Right now, the current battery setup loses half of its energy capacity after just 1,000 cycles. If you want me to do a video recapping all the advancements Tesla is making, hit the thumbs up button and let me know in the comments down below. Though Tesla is widely known for their crazy, out-of-the-box innovations, they shouldn't get too comfy. The General is keeping pace and might even be gaining a bit. General Motors recently announced that they too are developing a million-mile battery. Just a few days ago, Doug Parks, GM's head of global product development, said they're almost there and confirmed the auto giant is making huge headway with multiple teams tackling multiple issues. So where are we with batteries today? Well, current EV batteries tend to last for 100,000 to 200,000 miles or 160 to 300,000 kilometers. After that, they have a harder time holding on to a decent charge. As far as range goes, well, we're entering well into the 400 kilometer mark. It'll be interesting to see how the EV battle for the first million-mile battery develops. Who do you think will get that crown? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm really curious to see what your thoughts are on this. Elsewhere, though, in the EV development world, GM is already making final preparations to utilize their new Ultium battery in the new Cadillac Lyriq and GMC Hummer EV due out in 2021. That battery was developed with South Korea's LG Chem and will be sourced from a new plant in Lordstown, Ohio. This one will offer up to 400 miles of range or nearly 650 kilometers. Lessons learned from this battery will go into future ones that will boost the range all the way up to 600 miles or just over 950 kilometers. Now, we also mentioned that GM, along with pretty much everyone else that's making or developing an electric vehicle, wants to make their cars affordable for the average Joe and Jane like you and I. Well, GM is on it. Cobalt is used in batteries, and cobalt, unlike the Chevy Econo sports sedan, isn't cheap. In fact, cobalt is the most expensive material used in existing battery cells. GM has a fix for that. They're developing battery cells with reduced cobalt and even some zero cobalt designs. The goal is to get the price below $100 per kilowatt hour. Doing this will also help drive down the price of EVs. GM claims that once they get to the $100 per kilowatt hour mark, they'll be able to build EVs at roughly the same price as internal combustion models. It's all part of their overall goal of delivering 1 million EVs per year by as early as 2025. Honestly though, the technology for electric vehicles to have a decent shot at competing with petrol vehicles is there. Just take a look at everything coming to market in the next year or two, along with everything already on the market. The majority of these vehicles are perfect for in-city use. There are some coming, like the all-electric F-150, that I hope Ford will market towards the more rural parts and show that even though it's an electric truck, it can still do the work and get the job done, just like the petrol F-150, or even better, if the train stunt is anything to hold a candle to. The biggest issue for EVs right now is no longer range. It's accessibility to the masses. Price-wise, they're starting to come down a bit to tempt those on the petrol-electric fence. The big one I see, and especially for myself, is the sparsity of charging stations and the length of time it takes to charge. Sure, the technology is getting better, as I highlighted in this video, but when I can pull up to any fuel station, plug in my vehicle, and have it charge in the same amount of time it takes me to fuel up my current truck, I honestly believe I would see it as a worthwhile investment for myself. And I'm sure many people would think along those same lines. Let me know in the comments below, what's holding you back from buying an electric vehicle? I'd love to gather your comments and questions and ask an expert in the electric market. So if that's an episode you want to see in the future, ask away below. That's all for this week. Thanks so much for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe because there's plenty more off-roading and automotive content coming. I'm really excited for next week's episode. I'll have a special guest on with me. Again, let me know, what's holding you back from buying an EV right now? I want to gather your electric vehicle questions and comments to ask an industry expert. Let me know in the comments below or on Instagram and Facebook at thatcarguytim. Follow me there for exclusive content and sneak peeks of what's coming up on YouTube. Thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Wash those hands, keep that 2-meter distance. Teamwork makes the dream work. Have fun. Get her done.